In today's class, we will discuss advanced functions in Python. In this topic, we'll discuss what are the advanced functions like map, reduce, and filter. Map, reduce, and filter are built-in functions in Python that are commonly used in functional programming and data manipulation tasks. First of all, before going through this topic, to understand what is map, reduce, and filter, and how can we apply map, reduce, and filter, let us understand that how these advanced functions makes our life easy. So we'll see one example which you have already gone through in previous class. We'll see one once again, and then after we'll see how this map function, reduce functions, and filter functions makes our life easy. So let us start. I'm sharing the Jupyter notebook, and let us take one program. Suppose I have one list. In this list, I have taken some random numbers like 1, 2, 1, 1, 9, 10, 7, 6. Now, my objective is to find the square of this number, and I want to display this result in the form of tuple or in the form of list. So how to do this program? I have to square a number, a square of each number. Then I have to display the result in list. So as we have already done this question, what we are supposed to do, we have to apply the loop. And before applying the loop, let us make one empty list in which we will store the squared elements. So now let us apply the loop for I in my list, and we want to store it into the empty list. So let us store li dot append I into I, and then after, if you want to display, let us display the list of the squared of the number from the given list. So now this is our result. Okay, now we'll see the map functions, and we'll see how we can solve this question in easy way using these advanced functions. So what is map function? Map function applies on a given function to each item in an iterable and returns an iterator that contains the results. So what map does? It applies on a function, and the function is applied on an iterable object of each item of iterable object, and finally we get the result. So this is the syntax of map function. Map takes two parameters. One is function, another one is iterable. What is the meaning of this function? So function is nothing but it can be user defined functions, it can be the lambda functions, and it can be the built-in functions also. This parameter is applied on the iterable and each items of iterable, and iterable parameter is like list, tuple. These parameters, these objects are the iterable objects. Now we'll see the same questions how to solve using map. So let us see. Now I'm applying the map function. Map. So as we know, it requires two arguments, function and iterable. So we already have iterable. Now let us create the function. So here I'm creating the function using lambda, lambda, lambda x such that x of a square. And now I want to pass this function to the iterable, and my iterable is my list. I want to see this result in the form of list. So now I'm applying the list over here. See, this is the result we got, and this is the a square of the numbers which are in this list. So is it okay? Now you will ask one questions that whether we can apply the functions created using def also. Yes, you can apply. So let us see. I'm making one function def a square. I'm passing x, and here I'm return x into 2. Now I want to apply this function, the map square my list, and I want to see this result in the form of list. So see, now we got the same result. So this is how we apply the map function. So map function take two arguments, one is function, another one is iterable. Function we can pass using user defined using lambda, and iterable we can have list, tuple, anything object which is used as an iterable that we can use it here. So we saw where we written 1, 2, 3, 4 lines, that the same program we solved using single line using map function. This is very handy function. Now let us go for another function which is filter function. So what filter function does? The filter function creates an iterator that includes only the items from the given iterable for which the provided function returns true. It means it creates an iterator, and these iterators that includes only the items from the given iterable. So suppose we have one iterable, and on that iterable the function is applied, and the function returns wherever the result gets true. The syntax of this filter function is function iterable. So what is this function? This function can be user defined, lambda functions, and this that is used to determine whether an item should be included in the filter result. The function should take one argument, the item from the iterable. What this function does, it takes one argument, the item from the iterable, and return a boolean value, whether it is true or false. And items for which the function returns true are included in the filtered result. And items which are false, that are excluded. That is not included. Iterable can be list, tuple, any other object where on which we can iterate, that can be used as an iterable. So now let us see how to apply the filter function. And before applying to the filter function, let us see how this function makes our life easy. Suppose I have this list, I'm copying this list here to add more elements. I'm changing the name. I'm keeping my list 1. I'm adding more elements. It's not required, but still for the demonstration purpose, I'm adding more elements. See, this is my list 1. I want the list which contains only the even number from this given list. So now let us solve these questions the way we already know. Here I'm not applying initially the filter functions. So how we can solve these questions? Let us see. So I'm creating one empty list, and now I will iterate this loop on this list. My list 1, we have to find the even number. So let's say even equal to I modulus operator 2 equal to 0. Yeah, say let us make if I modulus operator 2 equal to 0. I want to append it into the list. Now if I display this list, I will what happened? I to 2 equal I dot append. Sorry, here I've done the mistake. I have to write I, right? Okay. So now we have got the event numbers from this list. Now let us solve this question using filter. So filter, now I'm applying the lambda function, lambda x such that x modulus operator 2 equal to 0, and I'm passing now the iterable. My list 1 is iterable. I want to see this result in the form of list. See, the same result we got where we wrote 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines of code. Here we did the same job on a single line. So this is how the filter function works. It applies, this function is applied on each item of list 1, and wherever it finds true, it makes a list of those items. It returns true or false, and wherever it is true, it returns that it makes the list of that items and returns that list. Now let us see another function, that is reduce. So what reduce does, as its name suggests, it reduces, but how it is reducing, let us see. Reduce applies a binary function to the elements of an iterable in a cumulative way. Okay, it returns a single value that is the result of applying the function to the accumulated result and the next moment. Let us see. I have two numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now I want to add, I have this iterable object list. I want to add all these numbers. So how reduce works? It takes one number, and if I want to apply the sums, then after it takes the second number 1 plus 2 equal to 3. So it contains 3, and or it also contains the next element, that is 3. So it contains 3 plus 3 equal to 6. Then it contains 6, and then pick up the next element, that is 6 4 10. So at the end we get the result as 10. The reduce function, which used to built-in function but was moved to the functools module in Python 3. Previously it was built-in functions, now it has been moved to functools modules of Python. So to use reduce function, we have to import first from functools import reduce, and this is the syntax of reduce function, iterable, and initializer. So function, we can apply any custom defined, user defined, and lambda functions. Iterable, which we already know. Initializer is nothing but to take any value from where we want to start the reducing. So we can take any value of initializer. So now let us see the practical implementation of reduce function. Now I'm using the same list and I want to add all these elements. So let us see how we can add these elements. So now I'm applying the read. So for to use the reduce function, we have to call from func tools import reduce. Now I'm using the reduce function. Reduce. We have to use the functions lambda x such x y at x plus y. Then I'm passing the iterable object, that is my list one. Okay. See, this is the result. This is the sum of this number. So see how using reduce function, how easily we got the sum of this number. You can apply for the product also. If you want to see the product, reduce lambda x y such that x plus x into y comma my list 1. This should give you the product of the numbers from the given list from this iterable object. So this is all about the map, reduce and filter functions. So do you have any query related with this topic? So let us wind up today's session. I will share some assignment related with this topic and we'll see those questions in the next class. Try it from your side. If you are not done, not able to solve any question, then we'll discuss in next class. Okay.